Dr. Knittel, Ms. Knittel, thank you for being here today. The governor's budget predicts current fiscal year revenues to exceed the official revenue estimate by $656.5 million. Do you agree with the administration's revised revenue figures for the current fiscal year?
We think they're more in line with our expectations. Again, we were originally about $540 million above them on the official. We came down a bit and they increased theirs, so they are more in line with our expectations. The difference of a 240, I think they're both plausible numbers. I'm still a little more pessimistic on the corporate side because, again, a lot of the monies that we're seeing right now I would characterize as old monies from tax year 2022.
So as you noted, the IFO's estimate for the current fiscal year is $240 million below the administration's latest revenue estimate. Again, can you explain the large variance?
For the variance, I turn here again to page 7, and it breaks out that $240 million differential. And again, the number one item is corporate net income. It's 147 of that 240. The other unknown right now, you can see right below that on page 7, are gross receipts taxes. So we're going to receive a large payment in March. We are currently $114 million lower than the administration. There's some uncertainty with that because that payment that comes in March, it's a very large payment, and there's a few tax years that are mixed in there. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. Down below, you can see that we're much higher on the Treasury tax collections. We're up $190 million compared to the administration. And we feel confident in that number at the bottom there, that 791. We know the interest rate that's being charged. We know the balance that's sitting there. So we're very comfortable with that 791. But again, I'd characterize the main difference as corporate net income and gross receipts.
And the bright spot being the interest that we are generating on budgetary reserves and the rainy day fund.
Yes, we think it's $791 million for this fiscal year.
Very good. Do you believe that the IFO should certify the official revenue estimates used to prepare the Commonwealth's budget instead of the administration?
I think that's an option. Currently, the setup as it is now, where we're putting out an advisory number, I think has worked well. So I think it provides 2 points that one can compare, and if we're very different than the administration, then it's doing what it does now. It's raising questions. Why are they different? Explain that. So I think it's worked well in the current format to have it as an advisory and to present it in a hearing, and then to compare why they're different and what's driving the difference.
Very good. And last, the administration's revised estimate to general fund tax collection is $441 million higher than the official revenue estimate, despite the fact that the Commonwealth is currently lagging behind the tax collections estimate somewhere in about the $209 million range. Do you believe that tax collections will be strong enough through the rest of the fiscal year to make up the shortfall and meet the revised estimate?
We're, I'd say, cautiously optimistic, and a lot hinges on this, on the final payment that we'll get in April. The thing that's very unusual this year is that those estimated payments for personal income tax were down 20% across the board. And it was a good year. The labor market did well. Profits look like they're doing decently. So we're not exactly sure, because we don't have the data, on what's driving that reduction, 20% in all 4 of those estimated payments. We think some of it's a timing issue and that those monies will show up, and they'll show up in the final payment. But I'd be remiss if I didn't say there's some uncertainty on that right now. So there's a lot of uncertainty this year, more so than usual.
Very good. Thank you very much, Dr. Knittel.